Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I hope you like the vibe. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. We're gonna play some games. We're gonna clap some cheeks. What's up, everyone? Now be a good chatter and don't be a piece. Hope you're doing well. Binks, 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 binks. Ooh. I hope you like the vibe. Binks, 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 binks. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. Welcome to the stream. I hope you like the vibe. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. We're gonna play some games. We're gonna clap some cheeks. Now be a good chatter and don't be a piece. Binks, binks.
Love to see it.
Binks, binks, binks. And don't be a piece. I hope you like the vibe. Binks, 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 binks. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. Binks, 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 binks. I hope you like the vibe. Binks.
We are going to play a
Like
Jimmy
and
Dickens
subscribe.
HELICARRIER deck.
Binks. I hope
Very
you
exciting.
like the vibe.
What's up,
Binks.
Broom?
Binks.
What channel, Peter?
Like and subscribe.
Day's been iffy. I've been a little bit off. My sleep schedule's been all sorts of out of whack. Like getting it fixed and then getting it unfixed. It's been rough. Outside of that, I've been good though. I think last night I streamed for a while after going to the Hawks game, so it was just kind of like a lot. And then like I couldn't fall asleep afterwards, which is not fun when that happens. I did watch the first 2 episodes of the new Avatar: The Last Airbender live action, and it was decent. I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but I had really low expectations going in, to be honest with you, because the Avatar: The Last Airbender holds a really special place in my heart. I think they casted it really, really well. I was really impressed by the casting. So I definitely think it has some legs. If that's something that you're interested in watching. You're on episode 3, really enjoying it? Yeah, I'm probably at the same place you were, unless you got all the way through episode 3. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I think the casting is... I'm really impressed by the casting. I think that they really did well in bringing the characters to life in a really good way. It's definitely not an exact remake. Definitely not an exact remake. A lot of differences, actually. Later Thursday, yeah, man. I mean, inspiration, Pog. Let's go. Love to hear that. What's on? It's on Netflix. Put this deck together. I can show you. I'm so kind and generous. And an inspiration, apparently, not my words. Corvus Helicarrier. We have Nico Quinjet Blade. Alright, that's the button I meant to push. Morbius Mirage Collector. We'll go with the Aero Mirage. I'd actually not even be showing you the whole thing. Oh my gosh. Morbius Mirage Collector. Agent Coulson Glaive Lady Sif. Nicholas Fury Modok Helicarrier. Even has the inked Dan Hip. Respect. Nicholas. How are you, Nicholas? HELICARRIER. Hopefully it works well, even if it's not inked. You never know with some of these decks. Sometimes the ink gets a little buff. Regav, really cool seeing Swords and Comet. Attack on the Air Nomads. No spoilers. What's up, Summoner of Cake? Happy Thursday to you as well. Does Pog mean? So when you're like that. Like, yeah. Whoa! Okay, let's not delay. Let's play some Marvel Snap. So this stream is going to be crazy short. If you're watching on YouTube, I will be doing a sponsored segment after this. But if you're watching on Twitch, we're only going to go about another hour. So I apologize for the short stream today. But like I said, we were just having some pretty bad sleep issues we were dealing with. It was just a tough morning, man. It was just a tough morning. Simple as that. Wonder if we just rip the Lady Sif next turn. Maybe we don't. I think we can get some more value out of it. I don't think we have to go too crazy. Take this Nico spell, it's good enough. And like in this meta, it's alright. At the top, a lot of the Hela and Destroy can be a bit frustrating. Good Black Knight deck? Tickle me confused. I think we go Morbius Blade this turn. Next turn we just play like Lady Sif something. And just, again, just kind of figure it out. Don't snap, that's fine. A lot of points that'll come out of the collector. Wondering if they're going to play Blade on like a giant card. It would make quite a bit of sense here. They Sif on a giant card. It's plenty of sense too. Now, this indication is that they probably have Hela, or they messed up. One of the two. Alright, random BS go. Activated. See what happens. Should be able to get ahead middle. I'm guessing they have Hela, right? But in their Hela, they have 2 Infinites. If both land in the same lane, we just win. That's a 50-50. Their win condition is just to play Hela here? Yeah, very nice. Victory. Gotta be Atuma mid. Just rip the Atuma mid. No mercy. Why did it fast forward? Probably for the HELICARRIER? I don't know, man. I don't know how that game works. Okay, we have Glaive. Quite nice. Might just be Morbius and a Glaive. Seems like a pretty solid two piece. Where's all spot? There we go. Obvious. Maybe we hold off then. Maybe hold off a bit. Collector goes pretty hard with HELICARRIER.
Opponent snapped.
Play your next card, it becomes a demon. You know, I could play this, turn the Glaive into a demon. Pretty nice. Iron Lad. Just a simple chord. Do not get it, but we will take a we'll take a shot at the HELICARRIER here. Big problem that lies ahead is getting enough points left. Which we kind of need to top deck Blade Fury or Lady Sif or MODOK. So anything with Quinjet, actually, we have a pretty good chance. This stays under... Oh, actually we have Coulson to be able to do it, huh? Coulson isn't enough. Well, we have Jeff. As long as I can't get left, we'll be in an okay spot. I can't land the Coulson right, but they're probably just going to Annihilus this, right? I had enough cards to like, well, I guess we're ahead, so it doesn't matter. I don't think it's gonna matter if we land the Coulson right, but maybe for space reasons we just do it anyway. Yeah, then we can Venom the Annihilus. It's a great point, actually. Oh my gosh, it's all coming together. Wait, this deck is sick, dude. Unless I have, Elias. Wait, Elias doesn't even beat us. Elias can't even beat us. It's awesome. Should I snap back? Still loses to Doom. I never have Doom. It's always Eliath, man. It could be, oh, they have Jeff too. Cheaters. Oh, we lose. There's only 1 point, right? Damn. Tough 8. I should assume they have Jeff too, right? I'm surprised I couldn't get my my cards left big enough. Oh, JJ working Luke's bar? I don't know. Probably not great. It's like I mean, it's a lot of fun being able to find a bunch of weird lines like this. We should have just played Coulson middle. I think we played Coulson middle. Maybe we have some outs. +2 power. Do I want that one? I don't know which ones we're really going for. Probably like copy, but it's probably like going for copy high rolls, right? Probably like going for copy high rolls. Such as that. So you hope that we get Collector or Morbius off the top? Do not. It's fine. Heather, and you don't play next turn, she's a 4/9, right? Yeah, but she's in your hand. I don't know how that works. Right on time, Collector. Okay, next turn we just burst a bunch of Jins and then maybe just Modok. Might just be like Jin Modok next turn. Makes some sense. I think Jeff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not reading all that. It's a lot of text. Whoa. Weird. Even top deck Mobius next turn go pretty hard. Morbius, not Mobius. But that's not true. We'll have a full hand. Maybe we can get a random Morbius though. You never know. Hey, can we stop, please? Ah, I forgot it goes left to right like that, so it actually leaves some space. Kind of interesting. We do get a chance to draw Morbius. We get a second chance to get Morbius with the Iron Lad. We so choose. I think that we so choose. Argue that we do so choose. This is pretty tough to beat for them. We can try and Cosmo their Surfer. If I was them, where would I Surfer? Probably middle. Do the Iron Lad first, potentially get Morbius. I think if I was them, I would Surfer middle. I don't know how they're planning to win left. Maybe they throw like a Gladiator over there or something. Which could backfire and get my Morbius. You never know. No. Saw snap. Guess we'll see. Got the Morbius. Interesting choice to play the Gladiator where I played my Cosmo. It's pretty good. Insanely sus, unfortunately. And I feel like we've been so good about not having anyone stream snipe for so long. It could have been just a scum snap because they had the Shadow King tech, but felt weird. Might have just been a scum snap. There's always a chance. It's more the snap timing than anything is usually it. We can go like Quinjet Mirage middle next turn. I guess we won't. Either we're our opponent, so it's kind of a... wash. Ooh, they even forged their, they got forged in their... wrong thing. Why do you keep saying Scum Snap? Scum Snap is waiting until the very end of the turn and then snapping. What it essentially forces you to do is lock in your play. Let's just get max collector value. A huge Helicarrier hand with Quinjet and figure it out from there. Holding the Shang-Chi might be good, but I think we just take our high roll play. Morbius doesn't work with SK. That's not why. Scum snapping is I do it sometimes too. It's where you wait until the very end of the turn and then you snap, and it's basically because you're making a very weird play that's soul crushing that your opponent might not think of, but if you snap right away, it might trigger your opponent to think, oh, what could they play that's soul crushing, and figure out what your play is. That's what a scum snap is. So it could have just been that, like I said. But it's always like the timing, like I end my turn, 10 seconds later, a snap from the opponent, and then they make the perfect play against what I played. It's just, that kind of stuff is what You're not getting Swarm from this list? It wasn't in the list. It was this from Jimmy Dickens, friend of the show. Could rip the glaive. Be a bit more patient. Rip the glaive. I also think Swarm is just kind of bad. I've been very open ever since Meek came out. I think that a lot of people throw Storm into decks that, or Swarm into decks that doesn't make sense. I think that Swarm is not nearly as good as people think it is, almost always. Okay, this Valkyrie could come in handy. Just get rid of the Valkyrie. I don't really want to do that. I also don't want to wave though. I guess we just Nick Fury.
Who they dig up this time?
Odin. I lost Hela and Odin. Those are the worst two cards when they lose. I want to just Odin middle this turn.
Victory.
Maybe Odin middle is terrible. I'm not quite sure. Maybe we wait and then play Odin later. I think it's Swarm in most discard decks now because you don't have a guaranteed Chavez on 6. It's like Modok on 5 is so much worse than it used to be. So very often you want to play Modok on 6. Not with Glaive. Maybe Swarm is okay because you can top deck it and survive if you got Glaive too. But that's like so many things you're assuming, right? That you played the Glaive didn't discard the Modok, you have the Modok, you want to play the Modok on turn 6, and then you top deck the Swarm exactly on turn 6. That's like a 1% game, right? So, I don't know. June Kenobi. Yeah, and I think Dracula is just better than Swarm, so in almost any deck that you're running discard stuff, Dracula Apocalypse is just better than adding Swarm. Yeah, it's kind of been my thing for a bit. I don't want the Demon Spell, man. I don't really have a good way to enable the Demon Spell this turn. I'm gonna get a better spell later. You play submitted decks? I occasionally take decks, just like I did today from the Discord, ! Discord. Hold. Next time we could just Nick Fury. Buff our collector, get some random BS. We can play a 5-drop the turn after. Got the copy spell, but we don't have really any of our enablers for the copy spell. So I think this turn is just Fury. And fortunately, it does fulfill. That's okay. We have a bunch of discard stuff with no discard enablers, so I'd rather just take the Nick Fury now. Probably play like a 6-drop next turn. That's decent. Double Zob was always scary.
Squad still a little light.
We could think about like Modoking for APOC, but it only becomes a 12. It's not even that like good. I guess we could soup up our APOC like crazy, right? Well, the problem is that this doesn't hit it consistently. We just play our Jiggy left. Figure it out. Probably a losing game. It's very hard for us to do. I mean, all their cards are free. They have 5 essentially free cards in their hand. I just don't think we can deal with this. We just gotta run. If we had our MODOK, or if we had our Morbius early and got it down middle, obviously it would have gotten Enchantress, but maybe had some lines. Okay to lose one here.
Escaped.
OG Robbie, I already told you. You can post in Discord if you'd like. Used to play Nick Fury with the purpose of winning games with a generated Galactus, just to ruin people's days. Just ruin their days, making them see that it was generated by Nick Fury. Tell your next card, give it +2 power. Is HELICARRIER actually fun? Many people are saying this. Play a Nico on curve. How's the deck feeling? Alright so far. Some hurdles with just like the general flow of it. Do you generally use Nico to try and really high roll for copy spell? Swap position. We have to play our cards middle. Our collector might die. That would suck, but gotta take it on the nose. Am I drinking whiskey? I am not drinking whiskey. This is a Diet Energy X from SodaStream. Rock Slide, it's somewhat valuable. Gamer's probably better. Most certainly better. Is Glaive here? Feels so weird. It's good to get out of hand sometimes. If she high rolls, it's good. Yeah. I've been trying to figure out exactly how you should utilize her in that regard. Maybe just Mirage for card generation. Bit of a funkier though. But we'll stay in. Let it ride, baby. Let it ride. Join my random BS deck. Okay, they lost their Zabu, that's quite nice. Quinjet down. Olsen. Maybe just Blade our MODOK. I don't think our MODOK is going to be that valuable. Probably more valuable than Glaive. Do we Blade a random card? Random card is generated. Just get rid of our MODOK. It's not super valuable. Okay, please stop Cosmoing. A lot of cards you got there, sir. Only got 2 Quinjets though, so. Surprised they'd rather take. I guess they had to do that first, huh? Tough. Glaive if you can. You have a lot of generating cards you can fill hands. So like you glaive in anticipation that you'll draw cards that can generate. I guess that makes sense. We do have HELICARRIER, Nick Fury stuck at the bottom. And we top deck like that Agent Coulson. Maybe glaving earlier makes some sense. I can backseat all you want. I appreciate the guidance. Yeah, I didn't want to get rid of the I don't know. I didn't want to get rid of the Modoc. Use it to push our Mobius, or Morbius, try and get it over the top. Extra energy from glaive is always nice. Like Ebony Maw, but wrinklier. What's up, Sir William? Hey, Jess. How are you? Alright, we got the nuts hand. If we're not snapping on this hand... We're not snapping on this hand. I don't know what we're doing. So let's snap on this hand. You always prioritize Collector to Morbius, because Morbius can be played at the very end. Boom, boom, boom. Patient batching isn't real, by the way. We'll get the Collector out left. There's probably Quinjet Morbius. So we top deck some generation cards, and we probably do that. Sif is always potentially nice here. We just nuke our hand. I guess not nuke it, to refresh our hand. Maybe you could call it that. Re-up. Deck is lacking an awful lot of Maria Hill. I didn't build the deck, so you can blame. You can happily blame Jimmy Dickens for it. Mirage replacing probably Maria Hill. Look at that. Put Quinjet left, actually. They could have Killmonger. Some of these Thanos decks do, but no indication yet. They've only played a single card. Jess, you think Nico's Bay? I think Nico's Bay. All complaints about the deck may be lodged with Jimmy. Very true. Ooh, all right. You've played one card. How is your strategy evolving, sir? Or Madden? I really hope this is GB Hooper and not GBH something. Nicholas Fury. Kind of like Nicholas Fury into just Modoc. It was pretty crazy, right? I guess the Helicarrier doesn't get that much value. Main purpose of Nico is just to be a good ass card.
I still believe in heroes.
Damn good play. I respect your play, sir. Oh wait, this doesn't guarantee Sif, huh? Problem is if we Modoc, this only gives us 2 cards. I think it is just Sif. Sif Blade. I guess Blade Sif gives us a better chance of getting the Helicarrier. Yeah, we know they have Shang-Chi. We do hit the Helicarrier, very nice. They're all 4s, right? Magenta right is interesting. However, we don't win right. And then if they play a giant card middle or left, we lose. That's a bit annoying. Jubilee can give us Glaive, Mirage, Nico, Agent Coulson. Nothing that's really good. Odin doesn't really have much legs. Their lane we could Magento on and win. Left. They don't play left. Played left, chat. Damn. Jeez.
I am inevitable.
Gentle right is pretty bad. In my opinion, Magenta right is pretty bad because it loses and it's also very inconsistent. Usually want a Magento, unless you're like way ahead on the other two lanes, you usually want a Magento into a lane that won't, that you can win still. So if we Magentoed right, we always lose right, and then if they just play like that Coal Obsidian, just one them left. Okay. I think we just Nico spell or Morbius. Because we're not going to be able to discard enough cards to really make it work. Pass. Okay, denying you a draw when discarded feels bad. You're the one who chose to discard it when it would deny you draw, you know? Gotta pick your battles, brother. I got a 1/5 blade. Can't really play it until the end of the game. Orca's never going to get full value. We just have to accept that. We can find a claw. Or something. Claw, maybe a Omega Red. Fight for middle. Maybe a Vision. Okay, so this is the rest of our game plan. So I think we just go Jessica Jones, Spider-Man 2099, Orca. Call it a freaking day. Play large cards, win games. Well, I mean, they still have to generate, what is this? The 31, 39? They have 18. They still have to generate 10 power a turn. We can still just win the total power game. Unless they have a way to get middle. They may have a mover. Their deck doesn't indicate that they would have a mover. They're trying to calculate right now. They're frustrated trying to calculate how they win. Okay, it's 12. Okay, they need 12. They get 6 automatically. Oh, man, dude. What a fucking Agent Coulson card, you piece of crap. Yeah, it looks like a Portal Doc Hawk. What a Coulson pull, man.
Escaped.
That is wild. We also knew they had a 1/5 blade in their hand. We could have had to try and calculate that too. Beta Ray Bill is so lucky. Oh, I'm not gonna say that Doc Ock is lucky because I had 2 cards in my hand that could discard. It's not like if it was just MODOK, then it feels kind of bad. But outside of that, it's pretty good. Okay, playing lucky. Good luck. Best of luck to you. Onscape. Look at his little butt. Oh, jets. Okay, they get a Mirage. They Miraged my Mirage. Think I can Mirage my Mirage back? Nice. One turn earlier would have felt really nice there. I was supposed to Mirage your Mirage. Oh, Coulson. Or, Fury. We have Quinjet out so we can just get a big 5-drop to play. Even get a Helicarrier. Oh, they get their damn collector on Sinister London.
I still believe in heroes.
We can't give them this, I don't think. This lane's left, it just kills this card too. I could just MODOK my whole hand. It's actually a really good strat. Yeah, it's a lot better. Nah, that actually is terrible. We just lost because of chat. Oh, never mind. Redeemed. I'm shocked they didn't bird. I guess they don't have any indication that I have MODOK, right? Oh, they know. Actually, they were watching. It's actually really important for Collector that happened too. They didn't get a really good top deck. Doesn't seem like it. Victory. I think the MODOK was maybe the incorrect play. But maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like, knowing that they know my deck, it's a weird play. I don't know. If I didn't know that they knew my deck, then it's maybe correct. Maybe they played the burb left on accident. That'll happen. I've been there. I kind of want to hold this Nico. 2x is fine, but I feel like there's good value we can get out of it. We get copy next turn, top deck MODOK Collector. Or Morbius Collector. Make some things happen. Not exactly what we wanted. But Jimmy says just glaive when you can. We have so much stuff to add to our deck. Let's do that.
Face the might of Asgard. Mjolnir.
The other thing with Burb too is that man, this is a really bad hand. This is a terrible hand. Just got no damn space, man. Like, that's kind of nice. You have a lot of energy, that's for damn sure. You do be having a lot of energy. I mean, I don't know, like Nico Electro with the add 2 spell can go hard. I don't know, man. Maybe we make something happen here. I did end, they just snapped and it unended. Snapping on Jubilee. Bold move, Cotton. Forgot that everyone knows the burb is the word. Very true. You played hoping you would predict bird. Well, luckily, luckily I forgot. And then chat told me to play Monarch, and I was like, oh, that's good. Double Nico being next card's power would literally make her Shuri. You're actually insane if you think that that's good. Why would you play Jane Foster there? Maybe she knows she has good stuff coming out of the deck? Might have a Goliath in the deck or something. I have some mad space issues, dude. What if a Goliath comes out of the deck? That would be bad. Messed up. Sorry. That's good. Never punished.
Squad still a little light.
Sorry, you can't hear me. The dogs. They know what's coming out of the deck, so they can guarantee something. But we don't know how good it is. Is a problem.
Union to me.
Jeez. We just didn't have a win there. Tough. That was a really bad Helicarrier hit. Especially with the squirrels, like having no impactful cards come out whatsoever. It makes it very, very hard to win. Nico Spell Electro maybe could have made something happen if we like actually drew impactful cards earlier. But it just didn't happen. I played Glaive and then I played Electro with Nico's spell to destroy it. That was a random card from HELICARRIER. Okay, it's a little bit better of a hand. Not many cards I want to tar next. Most of my cards are actually pretty damn good. We'll just take it this turn.
Spider-Man here.
Being very grumpy doggos. Pretty good hit. I cannot miner, man. You can check the YouTube videos though. I don't know where to play this Ghost Rider. I just rip it right. Probably makes enough sense. Well. Stop moving my Morbius, please. We could set this for MODOK. Or for Nimrod, sorry. We kind of want to be MODOKing at the end of next turn, right? To burst our Morbius. Take a 5-drop. Could be anything. It could even be a Morbius. It's a random Mega Red, right? Weird that it doesn't say created by Tarnax. Good one. Is a good one indeed. Gives you plus 10 here. Pretty good. Let's do some Glaive shenanigans. We got some extra energy. Do like this. Adds a Korg to my hand. Then we can get 3 discard. It's plus 6, so maybe we need some help there. Anything they play right, we also get, which is kind of nice. Let's play in both middle. Yeah. Have I heard about the Team League event with 7 captains starting March 3rd and going until April 14th? Yeah, I'm a captain. You lose. I don't know.
Gotta turn out the Omega Red buff.
Lady Deathstrike's a little spooky there. All right, we're going to do 3 minutes ads. If you don't want to see the ads, you pay $5. You can use your Twitch Prime subscription to siphon money directly from Jeff Bezos' Adrenochrome fund directly into my pocket. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure to follow. Good nights. Let's play Bandle. Love Bandle. We'll do a prediction. Will Binks win the Bandle? 3 or less or more than 3? Are your options? Let's say on average, I usually get it on like 3 or 2, or I don't get it at all. All right, 2016 medium difficulty, 2.7 billion views. Kind of sounds like a Taylor Swift joint. Maybe not. It's like a Billie Eilish, actually. Might be a Billie Eilish, not a Billie Eilish. I should know this song. We should get it on the drop with the bass. Once I start getting lyrics in my head, it's all over. Dude, I don't know this. It's a banging song. I can't put anything to it. Usually I just does Doja Cat. I know Doja Cat's on here. Boom, boom. I feel like I should know this song. This is round 2 with the bass, so I have one more round. We'll skip. Maybe with some sound effects plus bells plus synth 1, we can get something going here. Oh, that's a synth. I can't hear the song in my head. I think we're gonna fail. I know this beat very well. We're gonna skip. This is gonna be a doubter's win. Let's see some 2. I should know this song, and this is pissing me off. All right, voice cover. It's like you. What is that? Oh God, that was bad. Got me looking at. It's got me looking at you. How does the song go? Every time you're looking at her, she's looking at you? Looking at you. Is it watching her? Watching her, maybe? What the hell is the name of the song? At you? Alright, this is definitely gonna give me DMCA, by the way. Every time you're watching her, she'll be looking at... I can't figure it out, man. Watching her. You with a bunch of U's. It's why you're here for. This is what you came for? This is what you came for. Calvin Harris. There you go. I'm bad with song names sometimes, man. There's a Calvin Harris joint, 2016. I should have known that one. I definitely have seen that live at a music festival. Okay, I'll be back in 30 seconds. Ooh, Elysium. Take your time. Just glaive. Let's generate, then glaive. Generate first, glaive second. Okay, we'll generate first, glaive second. Oh, and Elysium, yeah. We don't really need extra energy. That's actually a really good point. Just make them beat an Atuma eventually, I guess. Rude. Actor. Need to just hood here or vision here, I think. It's Atuma. Just make them beat this. They might have a card that can beat it. If it's Green Goblin, we have the vision there, so we're kind of fine. They Green Goblin us. This will be 4. Let's just not get Galactus. Maybe we just don't get Galactus. Then we win. Play Mirage. They got cooking. Probably the biggest card in their deck. New York makes us scary, obviously, but we can figure out a way to beat it. If we do anything, I really don't want to discard anything yet. I think we just Mirage. Two would die at the Goblin right side? I don't know. That's probably a Galactus for stats, if I had to guess. We'll kill a Tumo Goblin. Does that work like that? Or would this effect happen first? I'm not sure. I guess we can do it for science, right? Interesting choice to stay there. I'm not sure how the two interaction works, but we were going to let them try if they wanted. Sometimes Atuma is all you need in a lane. He just sits there and just stoically holds the line. I played really well around Galactus there. That might be look very similar to the deck I was playing yesterday. Great web. I should have probably played Blade, right? No, because... yeah, I should have played Blade that turn. 3. It would have got me 1 extra point. Ah, Sinister. Let's play Morbius here and then just have them pull into Great Web. It's actually sick.
Oh, snap.
It's not even Miss Marvel, dude. He's not even barfing. What are you talking about? So now these Morbiuses will spread out. Gonna diversify. Keep diversifying my Morbius army. What's the biggest card that could probably play in Bar Sinister? Like Blob? It's probably the biggest. Man, if we could play this, that would go insanely hard. Let's play Moon Girl right. Wait, no, we need a discard so that we get ahead. We need to discard so we're ahead. Then we can't Professor X. Yeah, double Modok is actually going to go insane. So I probably don't play Glaive. Yeah, let's just play the Nick Fury then. Maybe we don't even care about getting ahead that much.
Who they dig up this time?
I think we just double Modok mid and say that there's no way they can beat that with their deck. Which I think is just true, right? I don't think they can ever beat this double Modok. Gets me to 11 discards. Wait, 5 plus 7, 12 discards. It gets all my Morbiuses to 24. Even do this as a joke. Maybe we hold a turn to do it because like I don't think they could ever beat this play. So we want to maybe convince them to stay in. Okay, well, that's bad. Kind of ruined my game plan there, buddy. So Modok now makes all these 12s. Which loses here. That's the problem. Same amount of discards.
Opponent snapped.
I was not gonna be able to win right with Hela. Damn, dude. That Magenta really crushed us. How were they able to play it? They play. Oh, they play Glaive. Yeah, dude. Oh, I guess the Modok wouldn't have worked anyway, unfortunately. Played left on Modok? I mean, it's just not gonna work. Just lose to Hela. Never hesitate, it wouldn't have mattered. Their Magenta would have pulled the card first, so I still would have only gotten one Modok. I would have been stuck in the exact same position. The Magento could get pulled. I still don't think we have enough. Because they'd probably fill, right? Would I have lost with Professor X right last turn? I don't know. Left would have been... Probably not. I think Professor X right would have won. But I was just scared they were going to play a big card right. I think the odds that we win right with them helling is astronomically low. Wanna come to hell with me? Join me in hell, sir? I did get the Quinjet on one. We're gonna punt right anyways. Yeah, Professor X is probably just the play. Even if we lost it, it's fine. But I think it's still lost to their Magento play. Maybe we could win left, but it would be close. Unless I got Modok from a Helicarrier, that's a great point. Anything could happen. Oh! Oh my gosh. Wait, we have to start our side segment. This is gonna be the last game today. Sorry, Twitch. This is gonna be a very short stream. I mentioned that earlier. We do have a sponsored segment that we have to do. Oh, very cool. We're going to be doing on YouTube a sponsored segment. It's only going to be on YouTube, so I'm going to end the Twitch stream. Then we're going to jump over to YouTube. Only. Okay, big house. So we just YOLO the glaive. Get some energy, figure it out. This draft mode? I feel like shield decks in many ways are draft mode. Nick Fury never dies in Danger Room. It's a specific interaction a lot of people don't actually know about. I don't think I need this Modok, so we'll play that first. Modoking on 4. Random BS go. Got 5 random cards.
Squad's still a little light.
Blob Right's pretty damn good. Wait, I can't play Blob Right. Blob Left's pretty damn good. Got some Magento left. But the Meek could move. I mean, it's kind of unlikely the Meek moves. Right, we're still not ahead though, is the problem. So then we'd have to like Blob Left. Just Blob Left now. Blob Left is like always 17? What do you think about Tribunal? Tribunal gets us 31, 42, 43 points. It's 14 per. They'd have to have 14 right or 14 middle. With Meek, it could happen. Yeah, whatever. Collector Sentinel Coulson? They're like all right or something? Collector Sentinel Coulson? The 6-point collector. I get a 5-point collector, 4-point Coulson, 3-point Sentinel. Oh, I think they beat me right by 1 point, chat. I think it's 1 point. I think I have 14. Well played. Alright, this deck sucks. What the hell, Jimmy Dickens? It's all your fault. No, very cool deck, actually. Very, very unique and very interesting. A bit high rolly. I think I certainly could have played this a lot better in certain games. It's a lot about kind of playing to your outs. I think it takes a little bit to get used to. But thank you for the deck, Jimmy. It was fun playing it. Thank you for being here. If you don't follow me already, make sure to hit the follow button. If you're on YouTube, we're moving over to Raid Shadow Legends. We'll go ahead and do a /raid here. Find someone to raid. Let's raid Dara. Don't get the chance to raid Dara very often. Everyone else I don't really get the chance to raid ever. Cam Best is just starting. Well, actually, we'll raid Cam Best because he's just starting up. Dara's already got 1,600 people there. We'll give Cam Best some love. Thank you again for being here. I will be doing a stream on Saturday. I'm going to play a little bit of Snap, and then we're going to play a bunch of Balatro. Also, if you're a T3 sub, make sure you're keeping your eye on the Discord. We're doing our first T3 hang tomorrow evening. So you can check both those out. We're going to raid KM Best. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Nice to raid my brother. Is KM Best my brother? Maybe. Alright, goodbye, Twitch. Alright, hello, YouTube, and YouTube only. How are you doing, YouTube and YouTube only? Actually, you know what's interesting? I can actually change. We're going to jump over to raid. There's a couple things I have to get done. Nightbot. I got to enable this timer. Exclamation point raid if you want to see some stuff about raid. We're going to get Deadwood Jedi in. Deadwood Jedi is a raid content creator. We're going to hang out with him while we do this. Hello, Mr. Jedi.
Hey.
How's it going?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Saw you were playing Marvel Snap. That's your jam, I take it.
That's my jam, man. Yeah, I've been playing. I actually started playing Marvel Snap right at the beginning of beta. So I've been playing Marvel Snap for a very, very long time. So beta started like May of 2022. But yeah, that's like how I came up. I had like no following whatsoever before that. And then I kind of just jumped on Marvel Snap super early. Was able to.
Great game. I don't blame you.
Fun
one.
Have you played it at all?
Yeah, I play. That's something I actually just play. I haven't played in a while. Been a few months, but I was something I was playing for a while just for fun. Like,
oh, that's awesome, man.
It's a perfect bathroom game. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like,
I was just gonna say it, man. Dude, when you're sitting on the toilet, man, it is the perfect length game. Maybe get to it. I don't know. You might get your legs a little bit tired, but I'm sure you make it work.
I like to take my time, so it's my newspaper. it works, you know. But yeah, it's a fun game. I have a bunch of friends that I play D&D with. They're all we'll do a D&D session, then we'll spend an hour afterwards talking about our Marvel Snap teams. Or they talk, I listen, but yeah, it's definitely fun.
Well, hell yeah, man.
Big win.
Let me go ahead and change
this is great that you're doing this. This should be a good time here.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So like, I don't know, like with Raid, you know, every time I've played it on stream, it's certainly been fun. But it's always like, you know, I feel like I'm a little bit just trying to figure everything out, you know, trying to really understand like what I'm supposed to be doing. So being able to have someone here that can kind of guide me through everything and teach me is really sweet. Okay, let me
Fun
just
for
make
me
sure I
too,
have
so it works out.
chat up on the stream. Oh, and I can, you know what I can do? I can just make sure that I stream over to you so you can see what's going on. I'm sure that's pretty important.
Yes, thanks. I was just about to ask. But that'd be awesome.
Go. So get my chat figured out on my side. Just to make sure chat is coming. Chat. Because normally, because I usually dual stream. I don't know how much streaming you do, but I dual stream. So I do streaming on
Twitch and YouTube at the same time.
I do streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and there's a bunch of stuff that you can't really do with that. So like one of them is you can't have YouTube on the screen. So usually like my YouTube chat, I get to see them, and that's always great. But unfortunately, they cannot see me. Or they can't be seen on the screen, so it's a little bit harder for them to interact.
Oh,
but I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that this over to the restream chat should work here. Wonderful. Let me just get this bad boy right here. I think everything else is looking good. We have our raid Nightbot chat command going through. We got the QR code, the brand new widget, all good to go as well.
Wait, you said so restream, so you keep that on the screen, the chat going?
So I go through restream, right? So that allows me to go on Twitch and YouTube, but then usually I just only have my Twitch chat on screen. But the restream chat has both Twitch and YouTube on it. So whenever I'm just doing just YouTube, I switch over to that one so people can see. So everyone say hi. You can see yourself on stream. Pog.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, it's funny because when I do stream retrats, the chat replays anyway, so I just keep that up there. I just keep it full screen.
I feel that.
But you a professional about this. I don't usually do the dual stream, so whenever I stream, it's one or the other. But I should probably start doing both at the same time.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that there's like reasons to do both. Like there's good sides to there's like reasons to do either or. Sometimes it can sever communities a little bit. But when I was coming up, I was doing both of them for so long that I built this huge YouTube audience. And then like last June, I think it was, just one day Twitch was just like, hey, you can never do this again. Even if you're, because I was literally not taking an affiliation or any money on Twitch so that I could do it. Because I was like, oh, dual streaming is really good. It makes me ad free on Twitch. It makes me ad free on, or it makes be able to get it to YouTube. Yep. But then they were just like, one day they were just like, hey, you can't do this anymore. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. That sucks. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And then they rolled it back, which is kind of crazy because they very very rarely do stuff like that. Once they kind of make a decision on it.
Oh, that's good. Works out for you at least.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I haven't done it, affiliated it on Twitch. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want to give that up to do both or what the. I don't know.
You can now. You are able to now. They've made some changes for it, but not affiliated on Twitch. I think a lot of people affiliate way too early just because like you can get access to you have pretty much no ads. Sometimes pre-rolls run, but usually there's pretty much no ads. Just helps with growth. And like, I don't know, some people just like, especially like really early on, can be a little bit rough. Dude, let's talk about some Raid Shadow Legends. Like I said, I'm excited to have you here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to open some friggin' shards, dude.
Well,
so I was hoping that you could direct me as to the best kind of like package I could purchase to get a good amount of shards. Let me pop this open. Sure. Because I'm guessing you know what the bang for the buck is. Where's like the store? Where's like the store that opens up all the things?
Down in the left corner where it says shop.
You'd think that the shop. So if I'm looking for the best bang for my buck, I got $100 to spend. Which one do you think we should do? I was looking at this ancient. None of these. Oh, okay.
None of those. Yeah. Generally, those are going to be the higher price items, the ones that are up there all the time, right? That's for the whales that are like, I'm spending every day. I don't care. I just want what I want.
Sure.
Generally the better spot goes limited special offers.
Limited special
those are
offers.
Those are the pop-ups that you get, but they're generally going to be much better offers than what you'd get otherwise. It just depends what's being offered for you. You know,
so
there's
tons of shards and hunt. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go.
I was just saying, like, tons of shards here. I mean, I want to open some pretty sweet stuff. That's my hope here. So I'm thinking that this premium get tons of shards is going to be my jam, because I want to open some champions.
I was actually going to suggest that too. I think with what's being offered right now for you, that probably makes the most sense as far as what you can potentially get for yourself. You know, we want to open some shards on stream. That Warrior Circle one is kind of interesting, or the personal pack builder, because you can kind of select what you want. But they're not usually great deals, but you know, it can be a way to kind of facilitate what you need. But I think this is a better one.
Awesome. All right, well, let's get some dang shards, man. So what shards basically do is it gives you more access to champions, and the higher ranked shards give you higher level champions, which have much higher ceilings, and you can get better. Am I explaining that correctly?
That's pretty accurate. Most of the shards, I mean, there's a few different shard types. They all have kind of different things that they do. The general idea is the blue ones will give you access to the legendaries, the epics, the rare champions. Those are the meat of this game. But the rates are obviously a lot lower, you know, so it's a much higher chance you're going to get a rare than anything else. The sacred shards, the yellow shards, are kind of the cream of the crop, because those have a much higher chance of getting a legendary champion, and they won't drop rares at all. So you'll at least get an epic, and there's a decent chance that you'll get legendary. Decent is relative, I suppose you'd say, right? I think it's like a 6% chance off the base, so it's not like super high. But and then the void shards, those open a specific pool of champions that you can't get from ancients or sacreds, or even the primal shards. It's the only place you can get them, and those are generally better off champions, but the rates are low, much like ancient shards. So that's a little bit of a gamble with that.
Kind of high roll for some like special ones that you normally can't get.
Yeah. I mean, the best champions in the game are generally void champions. Not all of them, but generally. And so, like, that's, you know, the rare voids are better than the other rare champions. The epic voids are better than the other epic champions, so on and so forth, as a general rule of thumb. But you know, every champion's very individual in this game. It's a big part of it. So yeah, but that seems like a great deal. $30, you're gonna get a fair amount of shards, a fair amount of champions to definitely start off your account with, and you know, grow some things right off the jump. So that's a good place to begin for sure.
So we got our shards here. So I do have. I mean, I'll show you my team, what I've been rocking so far, because I've played raid a little bit. So I got my boy. I got a level 30 hurler here. I like him. He's got the sweet axes. My original character was Athel. So you pick like one of four, I believe, or one of three at the very beginning. But she's been my girl from the get go.
Starter champions are always good. You're never gonna go wrong with the starter champion. Start off your account, like they're always gonna get you to where you need to get to, right? So they'll carry you pretty far in this game.
Yeah, she's got some wombo combos too, man. Like she gets like extra turns and like buffs her attack and like she smokes through some raids. Okay, and then I got my Master Butcher. I think this is a newer one. I think I got him right at the end of my last one.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah.
We got our War Priest here. She sometimes makes it in. You know, the heal can be nice. And we got our Sorceress here. I don't think that we usually use her though, because she's only level 1. So it's usually these. So
I'm just gonna throw this out there for you, and for anybody in the chat that's gonna be starting off a new account today too. It's very, very early on. You really don't have to worry about a whole lot of champions. Like most of these just aren't gonna be that good when it comes right down to it, right? They're not gonna carry you past this early part of the game, right? Once you hit level 50, things start to really open up, and you're like, okay, wait, there's other champions I need for this. So outside of that, though, the starter champion Athel, great one, or Athel, however we say it, she's very good. Like all the starter champions will carry you for a long time on your account. They're worth leveling up. They're worth putting gear on. They're worth ranking up. Those are winners. The rest of the champions you have are pretty not good, except I'm trying to find a nice way to say that. They look great. It's one of the great parts of the game. They all look really cool. But Master Butcher is somebody I might want to hold on to. There's a specific boss later on in the game that you'd come across in the Doom Tower that he could be useful for. So he's not.
Is that for maybe for like provoking and stuff? Like you can like tank a little bit good for you.
This is the other thing. It's not like he's bad anyway, right? But his real ability, his real specialness is actually his passive skill, which is it's really unique. Where basically, if an ally dies or an enemy dies, it's not the boss. He gives a huge heal to all allies. And so there's a specific boss where he brings in basically it's bombal. He brings in these bombs that explode after a while. So when those bombs explode, it counts as an enemy dying, and he can give a huge heal to your team. So in that respect, he can become really, really good and can fully sustain your squad. But outside of that specific spot, not that great, unfortunately. So,
well, luckily we have a bunch of shards. Luckily we have a bunch of shards here.
This is what I'm saying. We got some good champions coming in. That'll be good.
Okay, I think we go bottom up. I think we start with our ancient shards, get these out of the way, and then we move on. I think we should have enough funds to get all of these going. So let's start with an ancient shard here.
I'm with this plan. I like this plan a lot.
Okay, we got a dark elf, rare. Seems probably like not someone who's great. Looks very basic to me.
Yeah, that's a good assumption. Yeah, well broken down there on that. It's the funny thing about the game, right? All the champions are useful in some respect or another, right? There's very few champions that are absolutely worthless, but it's not like they're all gonna be, there are different levels to the spectrum. Most of the rares are gonna be on that bottom tier. Valerie, someone has a use in this game though. Kind of is an interesting kit. She has the ability to like extend the duration of your buffs, which is a pretty unique thing in this game. So can be kind of a good champion to have. Maybe not great right now for this account, but eventually that might be someone you want to hold on to. You don't feed her, right? You go, okay, well, I can grow with this champion. This champion can improve with the team. That could be really good.
Sure. Okay, let's keep it going. I feel like there's like you mentioned. Ooh, this dude looks cool as hell.
She's the new champion. She's kind of cool. I haven't used her much actually. I don't even know like really, how aggressively you could really use her. Stun is always a nice ability. Buffing your team. That passive ability, the one that's grayed out, that's probably going to be the big one.
Attacks all enemies before attacking places 30% increased defense buff. Nice. Yeah, attacking all enemies always feels pretty good. And there's levels to games like these, right? Because like me as someone who's probably just going to play this a little bit off and on and have some fun with it, maybe it's how the champions look, maybe it's how they feel when I do stuff. Maybe I'm never going to go after all the raid bosses and go for trying to like max out my account and get things crazy. All these champions can do like some cool and interesting things, but then I'm sure that I saw that you have a podcast. It's called like Boss Calculator and stuff like that, trying to like really dive into the super nitty gritty of like trying to figure out the perfect strat and the perfect like order of everything to beat bosses.
This is a good one, by the way, that you pulled. This is like a very solid champion right there. What I was gonna say is if a lot like you play Marvel Snap, your viewers play Marvel Snap, and a lot of that is like perfecting the right deck, right? You want to make sure all your cards are just so you get the system right. You go, okay, I'm gonna put this one and then that one and then this one. I can get everything working on. I saw you had what was that guy that spreads all the damage around across the board, right?
Like Living Tribunal.
Yeah, Living Tribunal. I built Living Tribunal. Like it's very fun. But I realizing that it's like you kind of get in that nitty gritty and like really perfecting stuff. A lot of times with raid, it's the same thing, right? When you really want to get to that next level, you're trying to get everything at the right level. So I built a speed calculator for the game. It's on the website. That's something that I've focused on a lot for Clan Boss, which is a place where you can get more shards and more books and stuff like that. And so for me, that was a lot of the fun, is like getting that all down. There's a lot of people that like to speed tune their dungeon teams, just go a little bit faster, a little bit better in all these different aspects of the game, whether it's arena or different boss levels or Clan Boss or Hydra or whatever it is. So it's that's a big focus, I would say, within the community of the game. But you're right, you don't have to play that way. You can definitely be like, I like these champions, let's go have some fun with it. And I think that can work really well too. It just depends on like what your goals is.
What your goals are, yeah. I feel like you can take a lot of games like this for however however you want them, right? And oh, I already have one
Yep.
of her, right? War Priest.
Yeah, you do.
And
that's
if you
not
get-
a
you
good
get-
thing. I'll be honest.
I thought if you get multiple of them, you can like combine them. Am I crazy?
So with the legendaries, they have an ascension system, I believe it's called, where you can you can take multiple and rank up your champions, give them +1, +2, +3, +4, and just make them stronger over time. But it's not something that for these rares, you can use them as books to make their skills a little better. But most of the time, most of these champions anyway, you're going to use them as food to make your better champions stronger.
Sure.
Is really what it comes down to. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Gator, Lizardmen. I remember in like it's like I think the second chapter of the story or something. You go through and you have to fight a bunch of these Lizardmen. He's got a little baby back there. A little bit. Whoa, it's okay. Ugh.
Yeah, it's dead. That's not good. Remind me that at some point we should look at the if we just want to look at the champion art, we should just check out some of the mythical champions. They look outstanding.
We can do it.
Game's top tier.
We could yeah, I mean that is something I really love about this. Every time I just sit here and I think I've done that a couple of times, just going through all like the really crazy ones that you can get. Okay, so this is a void shard. So as you mentioned before, the ancient shard is a set pool, whereas the void shard is like kind of a different and special pool, but it has like the same breakdown of rarity, where it's going to be a omega high roll to get like a legendary, a pretty big high roll to get an epic, but most of the time we're just going to get a rare.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly the breakdown of it. There's a affinity system based off for every champion, right? They're all either going to be magic, spirit, or force. Blue,
Kind of like
blue,
a rock
green, or
paper
red,
scissors
basically.
system, yeah.
Yeah, and it is a rock paper scissors thing, right? Where blue beats green, green beats red, red beats blue. But void is unique in that it's equally good and bad against all the different affinities. And so that kind of you might think like, well, is that good or is that bad? In general, it's good because you can't pick your enemies, but you can pick your champions, right? And so, that way you're not stuck going, oh, God, this guy's just not good against this boss because he's the wrong affinity. Like, no, one's going to be good against all the bosses because he's void affinity, very neutral.
It's like higher floor, lower ceiling, kind of, because like if you get a bunch of champions that all have a extra boost against a boss, it's great, but then you could super low roll and get one that just nukes your team, whereas those you're kind of grounded and have some good stuff going.
100%. This, by the way, this is why even the rares in void are generally better than not. This one has that ability right there is incredibly powerful. Can reduce the cooldown of all your ally skills by 2 turns. It's basically like a skill reset ability. And when you get to really high levels and you start to speed tune your dungeon runs, you go like, okay, I'm gonna bring in my, defense break champion so my nukers can hit harder. I'm going to hit really hard with my nukers, and then Renegade's gonna reset everybody's skills so you can do it all over again for the next wave of monsters and go through really, really fast. This is how you can beat a dungeon in like 30 seconds or something like that with a champion like this. Very good. Definitely a keeper, I would say. Probably not going to use her for a little while, realistically, but incredibly strong.
So you'd probably have a team. The team all uses one skill the first round, and then either she's the last person on the team and then she does the cooldown, or like maybe in the second round she just like nukes all the cooldown. And it has a crazy long cooldown itself, but usually you're killing waves of energies pretty quick, or waves of energies pretty quickly, right?
Yeah. Well, in general, you got 2 waves before the boss. So the first wave, everybody has their skills off cooldown because you just started the fight. The second wave, she resets them, and then you wipe through that wave, and at that point, you're at the boss, and her job is done. Whether she survives or dies or does whatever, you're done at that point, right? So, like, that's where she can be extremely powerful for you in just allowing you to get through everything really fast. So, like, the long cooldown's not as big of an issue as you might think it is.
Oh, and Deadwood Jedi, by the way, I realized I never really introduced you. Chaos Pro, one of my homies in chat, just says who I'm playing with. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit and like what you do, like with Raid, and like what kind of content you make, everything like that, where people can find you?
Sure. Hey guys, I'm the Deadwood Jedi. I do Raid Shadow Legends content. Primarily, I guess that's what I do. That's all I do. I've been doing it for 4 years, since like 2020, almost exactly now, in like a month or so. I hadn't done anything like this beforehand. So it's been quite a journey, and it's still a journey, still learning every time, and trying to figure out what I'm doing. Being a professional at this is much different than being an amateur at this. But yeah, I have a lot of fun playing the game. I made my bones and got known because I built a clan boss calculator, basically a way for you to speed tune your team. In long, to re-say that in a very short way. Basically, it's a way so you can know, when the boss takes their turns, what each of your champions is doing. So you know exactly when they're using their skills, when they're using their buffs, when they're using their debuffs, and the timing of all that. And that allows you to survive a much longer time, to do a lot more damage overall. And it has it, it figures it out for you pretty perfectly as long as you get the speeds right and stuff. And so that's kind of changed a lot of the game. The clan boss is really important because you get the most rewards. You get all the shards you're going to get over your life of your account are pretty much going to come from there. All the books you're going to get over the life of your account so you can book your champions, which is also extremely important, is going to come from there also. So being able to do good in that area is really big. So my channel blew up, and I've been doing this for a long time now, and that's pretty much it. I have a ridiculous laugh that I'm sure you guys are going to make fun of at some point. I wear a cowboy hat because I like wearing cowboy hats, and that's kind of my jam. So that's what we do. My channel, I try to cover a lot of different things. We're doing some free-to-play content right now. We're in the middle of a challenge, and that's been a lot of fun. So you can definitely come check that out. If you're starting, it's a great way to get like some, cheap little advice and like tips and tricks and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Try to have a good time when we're doing these things.
Yeah, man, dude, I was really, like I said, I was really excited to be able to chat with someone. Oh, that's your intro. There's a link if you guys are interested in checking out Deadwood Jedi and his content as well.
There you go.
Very cool. Yeah. Again, thank you for being here and sharing your expertise. But yeah, this is really interesting. It's always because usually, like, I don't know, I'll go in and I'll see the champions and I'm like, oh, this looks cool, and then I click these and I'm like, I have no idea. So being able to like hear what they could do early on and then what they can do from like fully loaded and like long-term strategies at the game is really, really interesting. This dude's missing part of his head.
He is. He is. He's not general. I mean, just as much as he's missing part of his skull, I feel like this kid is probably missing some better skills as well. But he looks darn cool when he's doing it. Yeah, he's got some interesting stuff, right? Like increased defense buff. Buffs are great, to keep you alive. Increased defense being high among those. But yeah, it's not really great. I mean, just break. Be honest with you. Not really that good.
It's kind of funny. I can kind of compare this to Marvel Snap to an extent because there's some cards, right, that you get early that basically get completely obsolete because what they do, there's just another card that does it better. I'm guessing that this champion kind of falls into that. Like this champion might have some cool things that it does, but as you progress and you get some legendary, mythic, crazy champions, they're just going to do the same thing but better. So there's really no reason to do it.
Yeah.
And then there's some cards that are okay in the mid game and they're okay in the late game, but you can still use them in the later game when you're like collection complete because they do something that's very unique and something that no other card can really replicate. So for certain builds in this or in certain decks in Marvel Snap, there's certain card like units or champions in this that have some very unique and special things for later that kind of only they do or they do best that you can still use. So it's kind of a cool comparison. I never really thought about it.
That's actually a perfect comparison, I think, honestly. I mean, the one difference I'd make is that, Marvel Snap is a much smaller set that you're dealing with, right? You don't like Raid, there's over 800 champions. And there's a plethora of them. So, you read a skill and you're like, I don't even know what this does. That's not unusual. I have that problem. And I've been playing this game for 4 years, right? So it's a very, very normal kind of thing. And you end up just going, okay, well, let me read through it. Let me figure out what this does. And I'm just going to have to go through, go from there. And you're right about, the epics generally do what the rares do, but a little bit better. The legendaries do what the epics do, but a little bit better, and so on and so forth. But what I do think is unique about this game with all these champions is there are still at this point, champions at every rarity that are not replicated higher up, that do something just a little bit better than a supposed counterpart, or there just isn't a supposed counterpart there, to balance it out. So, Renegade There are champions that do what Renegade does better, but they're all legendary. And even then, some situations, Renegade is still a better option than those champions are because of the rest of her kit. And that's kind of the interesting thing about, you know, the game, in my opinion, is like there's no champions that can't be useful with the right gear and the right team around them. And that's sort of the thing, is the synergy of the team is, I would say, as important, if not more important, honestly, than the individual champions themselves, right? I can bring in 5 random legendaries, I will probably have very good success. But if I can build a proper team using only epics and rares, there's a very good chance I'll have even better success, you know? So that definitely has a big impact. Unfortunately, I have to say, your shard pulling has not been spectacular so far.
All rares. But yeah, I know how we will not get a rare, because we are going to open a sacred shard. This is only an epic or a legendary. Hopefully we'll get a legendary. I've never gotten a legendary. I think I have a few epics. I might have like 1 epic, but this is going to be either a first epic or a first legendary. Hopefully it's a legendary. We got the luck of Deadwood Jedi.
Let's go.
It's a purple. That's okay. Well, he's got a sweet hat. The Relic Keeper. Do you know much about this champ?
So here's the thing. This champ is going to be great for you right now. Right now in this early part of the game, going to be great for you. You're really going to like him. He has some really cool skills. He self-buffs, right? Gives himself increased attack and gives himself an extra turn, so you're not even losing any turns.
Very similar to my starting champ. Very similar.
Exactly. Yeah, it is actually. That's right. Also hits really hard, and so you can build him up to do some damage, and has that nice little ability where he gets an extra turn when he kills somebody.
2 extra turns. That's really cool.
You can kind of run through a team if you do it right. Also, I think his passive gives himself some healing,
no cooldown?
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's his A1. That's his. So we always break down the skills by the number, right? So A1, attack 1, 2, 3, etc. So A1, right? That's just his basic attack. Is that he'll give himself an extra turn if he kills somebody, which is really nice. And like I said, I think there's some passive healing in his kit as well under the passive, right? Yeah, when hit by an enemy, gives himself a continuous heal buff for 2 turns. That's great, right? That's an easy way for him to heal himself up. The negative is that this is one of the permanent fusions in the game, so you should be able to get him anyway. And he does get outclassed later on because he just doesn't hit quite hard enough to one-shot everybody with that A1 ability. But in this early part of the game, really strong champion actually, Paul, and will be really helpful for you growing your account. So that's not a bad place to start for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, and someone who could just nuke a whole lane feels great to me. Yeah, this is our first epic, so it's our first 4-star.
A good place to begin. You know, look, if he can deal damage and heal himself, that's not easy to find early on in this game. But if I can interrupt you real quickly here.
Yeah.
If you go back, there is something that, you know, even if your pulls are terrible, doesn't mean your account's gonna be. It doesn't mean you don't get to start with a really good champion. Right now, we have a collaboration going on with Monster Hunter. Raid does, right? So Monster Hunter, the game, they brought in a bunch of new champions from that and are in the the summoning pool right now for a limited time, basically through the end of the month. But part of that is the daily login reward. So if you click that, I guess we call it a hamburger on the left-hand side with the red dot on it, and you can see, obviously you get daily rewards, right? So you click that every day, you're going to get a new reward. You know, in the early part, it can be really, really helpful, those little things that you're getting, right? Whether it's gear, whether it's books, whether it's shards, whether it's energy. You haven't been clicking it. I know you're level 15, so like, got a couple days in there, but every day you click that, you're going to get a little bit something else. But that's not the only thing over there. You might have also seen Rathalos case as one of the things in that. Off that hamburger there. Oh.
Rathalos chase.
So this, every day for 7 days, you log in. And on that 7th day, you're going to get a legendary champion, Rathalos, part of the Monster Hunter fusion. And he is really good. He hits really, really hard. Like I said, I've been doing a free-to-play challenge. Like I just built a new account like a month and a half ago. And we're up to level 50 now. And Rathalos is like carrying my squad. He's just a beast on the campaign trail. So yeah, he's a really good one to get. So even just for playing for 7 days, you are going to get yourself a nice legendary out of that. And that's one of the things Raid does a lot of, is they have these not just collaborations, but these daily login champions. Like I would say, like every 3 or 4 months we have one of those. We have a fusion basically every month or every 6 weeks or so. That's really helpful. And so there's always opportunities to get some really nice champions, right? You got more new player rewards. Look at all the stuff you're getting just for being.
We love stuff,
playing.
man. We love stuff here.
Yeah. Early part of the game is really good about that, giving you new things. You get those progression rewards as you go through. That's really, really helpful. But right now, like in the beginning of the game, big thing is just build up your champions, rank them up. You want to get a 6-star pretty much as quick as you can, sort of a big thing, if you can. And of course, the viewers, if they're using your login, whatever your reference code, right, to play the game, they're gonna get themselves a free epic. Not only do they get Drake, I think, right off the jump, but then they get Rector Drath later on, who's like absolutely an amazing champion, like really one of the best carries in the game. And just gonna keep your team alive, revive, healing, super awesome champion.
Who's this dude right here?
That looks like Lockwayne, I want to say.
I think we're about to get him right now. Player ID. Where do I get the player ID?
So go player info. I think it's player info. Is that it? No, info. Sorry. That tells you what you're doing. And then you can see the copy ID button up there.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, so I have Prime Gaming, so it just gave me this Prime Gaming code. Looks like it's in my inbox now. Promo code revealed? Lockwayne. Is that a legendary?
Epic champion.
That's an epic. Okay, we're balling out, man. Now we got two epics. That gets you in here. We're getting epics out of our dang mind.
This is what I'm talking about. So you're starting to build a full squad now, right? You've got Relic Keeper, Lockwayne. I can't remember exactly what his lovely kit does for you. You look at it. Yeah.
Buff Stealer.
It's a buff removing. Looks like a lot of his stuff.
Interesting.
Ignore shields. Resets that skill if it, not bad. Not bad. He's not a stellar champion, but he's definitely going to be very useful for you right now on your account. That's a big win, I think. But yeah, so you got Lockwayne, you've got Relic Keeper, you've got Athel. That's 3 really good player champions to start with. And then as you continue to go through, you'll pick up some more that'll be helpful for you, and you can kind of continue to advance the campaign.
Yeah, well, let's I think as far as like specific things we want to go over, that's it. I generally just like to run through and play some campaign, if that sounds good for you.
I'm in.
Is there anything else specific that we want to cover? I'm pretty sure that we covered most of the main stuff we want to do.
I mean, yeah, that's most of the main stuff. Obviously this game has a bunch of different areas to play. It's been around for 4 years, right? Like think about all the stuff that Marvel's added in just the last year. And then you start thinking Raid's been playing for 4 or 5 years, right? And generally every year they have 2 major big additions. So, you've got 3 versions of Arena, right? Live Arena, 3v3 Arena, and Classic Arena. They've got, I don't know how many dungeons there are. There's got to be close to 12 dungeons or something like that are in the game that you can do, all to get better gear, level up your champions, get, different pots to ascend your gear or ascend your champions and make them stronger. Not to mention there's Hydra clan boss, there's the regular clan boss, the Demon Lord clan boss. Those are both really important areas of the game. They just added City of Centranos within the last, I want to say, like 3 months or so, which is a huge new area. It's like 100 different levels. It's kind of a choose your own adventure thing. You can kind of pick and choose which area you want to go. I think that unlocks at like level 52 or something. And of course we have the Doom Tower too, which is another 120 floors of death and destruction to climb. A little bit over the top with that, but there's like 12 different bosses that rotate every month, or something like that. 8 bosses, something like that. So just a lot of different stuff to do in this game. It can feel really overwhelming at first, but the truth of the matter is you can, if you simplify it for yourself, it can make it a lot easier. Kind of work through, do your little bit every day, kind of focus on what you like doing. And when you're like, I don't want to do this thing that I need to do anymore, you can always go back to your missions. You can always go back to your challenges, and that can give you some added focus if that's something that you don't have already. And be like, okay, well, what's my next mission? I'll work on that. What's my next challenge? I'll work on that. as a new player, it's a great way to kind of focus your attention and stuff.
Most definitely.
But you know,
Most
yeah.
definitely.
So I don't know what you want to do next, but we can do it.
I want to suit
Good
up
for
my
you.
champions for battle. So we got a couple new ones that we definitely want to lock out. What do you think is the best way of like suiting up your champions? By the way, exclamation point raid. If you're interested in joining and playing raid yourself, you can help support the channel. There is a link in chat there as well that is going every few minutes. So I have these 2 brand new ones. They have no gear. They have no levels. No nothing like that. If this is you, you're giving your best advice. How do I level up these champions properly, and how do I make sure that I'm spending my resources as well as possible early on in the game?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, the first thing you want to make sure that you're not wasting time and energy on champions that aren't going to help your account. I'm gonna,
Sure.
you know, obviously that's something partially comes with experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Partially comes from resources, right? There's more than a few websites out there that can help you with that sort of thing. And obviously, you know, great YouTube channels, you know, come watch me. But blatant plug. Sorry, moving on. What I was gonna say though is, you know, one of the basic things is once you figure out who it is you want to run, you know, and like a basic dungeon team has 5 champions, your campaign run has 4. You know, early on, you really only need to focus on like 1 or 2. So it's not like you have to level everybody up. Everything else is pretty much food, right? So that said, Lockwayne's kind of like a mid-tier or low-tier epic champion. So it's not somebody I'd want to focus on, but obviously being an epic, probably going to be useful right now. Relic Keeper is another mid-tier kind of epic, but in the early game, it's probably going to be really helpful for you. Not a bad champion to build around early on. Same thing with your starter champion. Always the default, starter champion's a good one to build up, right?
Sure.
Always going to be useful. So you already have some gear on your starter champion.
Yeah, we're kitted
I would
out.
say the first thing we should do, well, you know what? We have that on her. I don't really want to mess with her. Let's instead look at Relic Keeper. Definitely a solid champion for us, and we can build up from scratch. So first thing we want to do, what is the stat that's going to do damage? So you can see up in the, you know, in the top right, it says epic and it says attack, right? As far as like the type of champion it is, great. We know it's an attack type champion, but let's make sure the skills back that up. So you go under the skills, you click on them, and you go damage based on
Attack.
And it says attack there. So we go, okay, this is an attack based champion, right? But you want to make sure that that is actually the case. Sometimes it's not. You'll have some HP based champions that do damage based off defense and vice versa and stuff like that. So you always want to check that. But knowing that helps us a lot. We know the more attack we put on, the more damage we're going to do. Very basic, right? So one of the places I always like to start are the bottom 3 artifacts, because those can roll different stats. Top 3 are all going to be flat. They're all going to be the same thing, right? The weapon's going to give you attack, helmet's going to give you HP, the shield's going to give you defense. But the other 3 can roll a bunch of different things. So the 2 things I'm going to say: 1, build for damage generally, right? If you can. So what's the damage stat on Relic Keeper? It's attack. Let's make sure we build attack on. The other thing is speed is king. The more attacks I get, the less damage, the less attacks the enemy gets, right? You know, the best defense is good offense, that type of thing. So I'm gonna want to put speed on his boots. I'm gonna want to put attack on his chest, and then really what I want is I want to maximize his crit rate. It's going to be one of the easiest ways to maximize damage. So I'm going to be looking for crit rate on the gloves. Now, there is no guarantee you're going to have any of those pieces, right? So there's 2 things we can do. First off, the lifesteal gear you get as a starter set kind of comes in, always really good. That can definitely be used. But why don't we go ahead and use the filter option up at the top there, and then we can sort for those things. We can click on the boots. We can click on primary stat.
Let's look at boots. We want speed boots.
Yeah, so click primary stat.
We got a plus 10 speed, plus 40 resist boot down here.
Right. So if you have a set of 2 of those, it'll give you those extra stats on top of whatever. But that's priority stats. We want to do the one below it. I think it's called primary stat.
Primary stats.
There you go. And then just click speed.
Speed.
There you go. You can even click equipped and see if you have speed boots on somebody already.
Okay, cool.
Before you equip that on. Well, you can put that on.
Cool. So we got the speed boots on here. And then I have to have 2 of these artifacts. Is that correct? Sorry, wait. What?
So the artifacts, they give you set bonuses, right? So if you have 2 divine crit rate pieces, you'll get an extra 15% or 12% crit rate. That's great to have, honestly. It's not essential. Stats are going to be more important than sets, but
Sure.
if we can make a set happen out of it, that's a good way to go. So great, we got the boots, right? Why don't you go ahead and click equipped there too?
Equipped.
Yeah, it'll show you the
Gotcha.
gear that's already equipped as well. Exactly.
Ah, gotcha.
Now we don't want to use. Actually, I wonder if you have the full how much of the lifesteal set you have. You might have enough lifesteal set. Just use.
It says I have 4.
It takes 4 pieces to make a set. Okay, so you do have a full lifesteal set. What we should do is put the lifesteal set on Relic Keeper. So let's check to see. Go down to Divine Crit Rate. See what other pieces you might have. That actually might be really helpful. You have a shield. No, that's not gonna be as helpful. Okay, so I would go back up. I would put on the boots, the chest piece, and the gloves, because you'll see the boots have speed, right? Which is what we're looking for. I'll go ahead and swap it.
Wait, what? How come this costs?
Because it costs money to take gear off of somebody. You're taking the boots you already put on off. So here's a good way to do this. Well, you're not sure about the cost. Unclick the top left corner. Unclick those boots. Yep. Click fitting room up there. And here you can kind of test everything out. So put the chest on. That should be an attack percentage chest. Right? That's what we're looking for. Put the gloves on. Should be crit rate gloves. That's what we're looking for. Perfect. Put the shield on. And then go all the way down to the bottom. And you should see right there the cruel set.
Cool set.
Just up a little bit. There you go.
Cruel,
right there. Yep. Put that on. The weapon and the weapon and the helmet. Great. And now you have a full set. You have 2 full sets. You have a full set of lifesteal gear. Every time you deal damage, you'll heal up. And the cruel will actually help you deal more damage. It'll give you an attack boost too.
So now there's some where you need 4, there's some where you need 2, some where you need different things. And then does it show it here? Is that what the 4 means?
In the parentheses, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you want to put on. And now all we have to do is roll it up, right? So you're gonna roll them all up to like 8 or 12 or whatever you can afford to do, and that'll give you extra bonuses on top of that.
And then what do we think for a ring here? Do we just go for attack me?
I go for it.
Yeah,
it has to be within the same faction.
Is this a head dress or something?
No, those are rings, but it has to be within the faction.
Okay, and this is Sacred Order
faction. Exactly.
Okay.
So
cool.
you don't have a choice if you want to wear it.
So you mentioned rolling up. What is the most efficient way to do that?
I mean, eventually you get to an instant roll thing, but every 4 levels you're going to get a substat or improve a substat. So you generally want to roll in increments of 4, right? So you see how it says upgrade 1 level? If you click the gear icon on that, you can see how it says upgrade to 4, upgrade to 8. At a certain level, it'll take you there instantly, but you can also just upgrade. Now, you don't have that much silver on hand. You only have like 72k. So just upgrade to 4 right now, so you get at least a little bit, and you should be able to upgrade most of these to 4 that way. And it's just going to do it automatically for you, get you up to that level, and you'll see one of the substats is going to improve. Boom. Extra crit rate.
So
That's great. We're going to do that. I would want to do that with the boots, the chest piece, and the gloves especially. But really, you're going to want to do that with all of these pieces.
Sure.
And early on, you're probably going to want to take everything up to, at least 8, then 12, and eventually 16, right? And just maximize what you can do with it all. But you can also see there's not only the substat that gets improved, but you'll look and see the main stat improves every time you roll it up. So you can actually watch it as it happens. It goes from 6 to 8. Oh, it's not going to happen super fast. But then once you hit 4, there you go. So now you're getting a 13% attack bonus instead of 6% attack bonus.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I know in the early part, it's like a lot of like, you do X and then Y happens, and it's like a little bit technical, just trying to point out some of the features of the game.
And the first time you're playing it does kind of tutorialize this, so it gives you a pretty nice breakdown within the game. I just my mind is like a RAM drive that gets cleared every single day, and I have no idea what happened yesterday. So
it's also a lot easier when someone just tells you what to do.
Very true indeed.
I'm a big fan of that. Tell me what to do. I'll go and do it.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it, guys. I got this. I got this.
Okay, so look
Yeah, so
pretty.
pretty good shape.
Where do you see the actual? Oh, it says plus 4. So this is already level 4. And we can upgrade
Yep.
this one to level 4 as well.
Yeah. And these are just, you know, extra stats. These are gonna help you survive more, hit harder, all that stuff. Eventually, those bottom 3 pieces, especially, you're gonna want to get those to 16. This is something you're gonna want to do. You know, and kind of continue to grow it, continue to deal. That way, it'll help you do more damage. But then, if you go, yeah, you can see how many fusions we've had over, right? And these are just the fragment fusions. Yeah, this is, you can see relic keepers over there on the left. These are the permanent fusions. These are evergreen fusions. These are always available, so you can always get these champions. This is why I was like both happy and a little sad for you that you got relic keepers.
Because there's other routes to get that, whereas there's not other routes to get other characters.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, that's one of the mythical champions right there. And you can see, yeah, that's one of the epics to get it. So like, you know, you're a quarter of the way to getting that new that mythical champion. He's really good too, by the way.
Okay, so let's jump in and do some campaigning. So the campaign is just from missions, correct? Or no?
So there's all sorts of different types of things. So like the missions are great. They allow you to get, you know, certain prizes. You get a really good legendary partway through it. You get another really good legendary at the very end of it. So definitely something worth keeping an eye on. You don't want to ignore your mission. The challenges will give you free rewards along the way. Like you can see the red dot, so you have some challenges you've completed. So new ones will unlock. But going through the campaign will obviously, you know, advance your level and help you grow. And one of the big things is kind of growing your champions. It's going to be one of the biggest things early on in the game. Actually, one of the things you can do is go to the tavern. If you have any brews, we could actually just upgrade some of your champions right now. Wouldn't be a bad idea. So you can click on Relic Keeper. Yep. Go down to the bottom and you should see if you have any brews, they'll be down there. So you do have a couple. Now he's a red affinity champion. Use the red brews. That'll help boost him a little bit. You can just put both of those in him and just gives him a few levels early on to kind of level up a little bit and be a little bit more functional.
How do I add it? Do I just
plus.
the plus?
Yeah, there you go. You found it.
So you upgrade here?
Yep.
Oh, we're going to level 14. And then 40 is where he maxes out at currently? Is that correct?
Yes. It basically 10 levels per star. And every champion is a maximum of 6 stars. So you can take them up to level 60. That's the highest level.
So can I use some of these dudes over here as food?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what you're going to do. That's 100% what you're going to do. In fact, I would actually recommend doing that already for Aethel, who's already 3-star 30. That might be something worth doing, is ranking her up. So she'll be hitting harder and doing it.
So she's already ranked 30. How do I level her up further?
Cool. Exit out from Relic Keeper.
Cool.
Click on Aethel. Find 3 champions that are ranked, that have 3 stars, and that's it. So I would take the War Maiden.
Can you be
you know
more
that
specific?
you see that little swirly sign? That means they're part of a fusion. So the swirly signs mean they can be part of a fusion, so I wouldn't use those. But you have the baby War Maiden, the baby Gator, and the Tribuck probably, or even the guy above. Yeah, any of them, fine.
So now we can upgrade her.
Yep. Click that
Rank
upgrade
4.
button, and all of a sudden,
Delicious.
boom, she's stronger.
Very cool. So you upgrade her all the way up to 30, and then you get her up to rank, and then you could go from 1 to 40 again, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
And you can,
Let's give her
one
some
of
brews.
it brew her up. Absolutely. You can just do whatever
It's
you
just a
feel comfortable with.
max probably.
You only have 13,000 silver, so probably not max. Try doing 1 brew. You might be able to do 1.
We haven't been playing the game enough. We've been
there you go.
messing around. All right, very cool. And then let's jump in and do some battling.
Jump in.
So what is the which button do I push for the campaign?
So go to battle. Battle's going to take you where you need to go. And then here you can see all the different things that you can do. Click that XP. You know, look, you got some rewards.
Gotta click your
every
things.
Every time you star up, you get some rewards. That's good.
And we're here, right? Felwyn's
I think
Gate.
that's where you're at.
Arriving at the snow-clad moor that sloped down to Felwyn's Gate, the company surveyed the grim scene before them. A multitude of half-starved refugees, human folk, lizard men, elven, the many peoples of Teleria, all camped in the frozen mud outside the battlements of the Great Gate, now barred. Ogren and Skinwalker guards were denying
For everyone
them
else,
entry,
the story is
telling
really
them
cool and
the
interesting. I'm gonna click next all the way through. It's very interesting. The lore has never been my jam. Many people who watch me know this. I'm a click through the lore kind of dude. I don't know how long that was gonna go. All right, let's get a battle going. Let's set us up. So, do we think that our guy with his sweet attack boost aura is gonna be a good leader for us, or do we think that we still?
I like that aura skill for this. It's an attack in campaign battles only. So like this is where else are you going to use them? It's not a bad person to have in the lead. Aethel's another really good option. You can drag and swap them too if you want to just see what the difference is. Right? She has an HP battle, so like if you're having trouble surviving, maybe she's a better leader. But I think that's a great place to start. And then after that, it's, pick your poison. Who do you want to bring in?
Let's get our new guy in here, even though he's a little bit green, hasn't gotten too much. And then let's bring our big bad scary boy, big taunty boy. Well, taunt guy probably doesn't want to be in the back, right? Because this is or does the back matter?
It does matter a little bit as far as like priorities of effects happen. It doesn't. I don't think for this is gonna matter if he's in the front or the back. Actually, you probably do want to have him in the back. So just to make sure his heal happens to everybody, if something happens, but it's not really crucial.
Okay, so we have Higher Blessing, basically the exact same one on there, plus 25 increased champion for 2 turns, but this one's upgraded level 2, so it's the increased buff. So we'll go ahead and knock that out. And then we'll try and kill everyone. Usually just pretty darn good.
Pretty close.
Our boy will come in and clean it up with the hammer. Nice. These guys are big and oafy. What do you know about the lore of like these characters, like the enemies and stuff?
I don't. That's not my jam either, to be honest with you. I try to listen and then I end up clicking accidentally. I go, oh, I guess I went too fast, too far.
Oh,
yeah,
this guy can upgrade his own attack and get an extra turn. Kill this dude, 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 get an extra turn. Yeah, I think that guy's pretty good compared to what I've had previously. If I had to...
This is where he's actually one of those, to get all the stars for the campaign, and you get rewards for that, right? You have to win with 2 or fewer champions. So he could be really helpful for, especially in the early game. Like honestly, right now, like in an efficient approach, I might just fight with just Relic Keeper or Relic Keeper and Aethel only. Just go through it and like let him go to town. He's pretty that was pretty nasty. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he just beats the snot out of everyone.
Yeah, he does. Oh, look, you got more silver.
Oh, silver. Let's see. Okay, I actually kind of dig that idea. Let's go 2 champion build here.
Do it. Rock it.
Let's double up. Hit everyone. Are you like an auto battler with stuff like this, or do you like playing it out?
I am. I'm an auto battler. It depends. Like sometimes you get stuck at something and you go, okay, well I'm gonna need a manual of this. But generally, auto's my jam.
So like for like the big bosses and everything like that, do you think that those are? You just set your team up to be able to auto battler and win it, or do you think that there is some nuance in choosing the right attacks at the right time?
Wait, before you go. Yeah. Oh, it's fine. Hit the green guy, the yellow-green one.
Yeah. Oh, this guy?
Oh, yeah. He's problematic. You might have to fight him again. He puts unkillable on everybody.
Unkillable buff?
Yeah, that one sucks.
That's not fair.
No, it sucks. Gonna be problematic for you here. I'm sorry. What were you asking me before?
Is the killable buff still there? Not on this guy, right?
Not on the purple guy.
Hell out of here. I don't remember what I was asking, if I'm being honest with you.
You had to say sit down real quick. I don't care anymore.
I just wanted to hit someone with a freaking hammer, dude. Stay alive. Don't die! Oh my gosh, she's a queen.
You're good. You're good.
Oh. Okay, green,
Yeah,
scary guy, unkillable buff, kill first, always.
Good. I generally manual only in arena and when I have a level that I haven't beaten yet, right? And I'm struggling with it. That's usually when I'm manually. But you know, a lot of times also what I'll do is I'll unclick auto when I feel like, you know, it's getting a little scary. So I'll auto most of the time and then unclick it when I go, okay.
Start seeing some numbers get a little too low for your liking.
Yeah, basically. Okay. That's kind of the idea.
Them all. Kill them all.
This guy is ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, this guy's cracked.
I've never had him this early in the game before and just didn't realize, like, imagine what happens when you roll his gear up and he's hitting like 3 times as hard. It's gonna be really impressive.
Okay, so these are the scary green guys who cast unkillable, correct?
Nope, these are different ones, so they look similar, but it's different. You're good. You should have Relic Keeper should be able to just.
He just clears, man. He's crazy.
That is so wild to me. So wild to me.
So what's the point of like getting 3 stars? Like, what is the advantage of fighting to try and get 3 stars in all these?
Exit out of this real quick. And one more time. And you see at the bottom there? You see that glowing silver? Yeah. So every time you get certain stars, you can see the rewards that you get. So you're going to get more shards, gems, silver, energy, also books. As you're progressing, right? So this is kind of part of that tutorial experience, right? So you're going to continue to try and improve your runs, get higher stars, clear all the difficulties in campaign. And then as a result, you'll get more stuff to use, right? As a part of that. That'll definitely work pretty nicely for you.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. Definitely seems like there's a lot of really cool things to go through here. Yeah, and getting as many stars as possible definitely makes a lot of sense, especially early when you want to get to those rewards as quickly as you possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, right now, all you got to do, just like, honestly, just keep hitting it. Click go, hit auto, hit next, hit auto, hit next. Run through these bad boys, right? Like, just knock this out. Like,
he knows how to do this better than me. Look at him go.
You'll clear the campaign in like, 20 minutes. I have a feeling.
Just the constant extra turns is so crazy.
He's super fun to watch go, I have to say. And then
it's like a top, he's just spinning away.
It's satisfying. It's strangely very satisfying. For these guys. The next thing is like when you start getting bored of this, and you're like, okay, I've had enough of this. Master Topper here. I can only go so long. Then you go, okay, well, let's try some arena battles. Watch them do that against some live people or some real people, right? You can, start looking at your challenges and start looking at your missions. Okay, how do I beat these things out? And approach those that way too. So that's generally the way to go. But yeah, a big part of the early big thing with the early game is just staying focused on getting your campaign done, leveling up your champions. You really want to get some of the 6-star. That once you do that, it really opens the game up a lot for you. And then
6 stars are the mythics. Is that correct?
No, 6-star. Anybody can be ranked up to 6-star. So you can get usually your first 6 stars your starter, right? It's usually 8 for you. So like it is just like grinding them up, getting them up. But just like when we ranked up Athel and had to use 3 stars, when we want to take her to 5 stars, we have to get 4 stars first, right? When we want to take her to 6 stars, we have to get 5 stars first, and that can be a little bit of a grind. Part of that's part of that RPG element. that this game has. Unlike Marvel Snap, where you know, as long as you have the card, you have the full maximum usage of it.
Yeah, I think there's cool things about either or, right? Like I think that I don't know, Raid. I guess I don't know how much about the arena works, but like Raid feels a little bit more like, yeah, like that RPG feel, like a WoW feel, where you're kind of playing. A lot of people really like it for the PvE side of things, whereas for like the PvP side of okay, let's slow it down here. Let's show. We got a boss. Let's see what we want to do here.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm guessing I just want to hit everyone.
AoE's great. This boss has a unique ability of being able to counterattack. That can be problematic, but also like,
especially for squishies, I'm sure.
Yeah. So your Athel might die in the course of this, but hopefully you'll be able to.
I believe in you, Athel.
Ooh,
hold.
Nice attack.
Hold, Athel, hold.
Give yourself the increase. Yes, increase attack, big.
Let's go. Oh, Athel doesn't die here.
Nice.
Opened wide the colossal gate to let through the multitude.
He moves over to the next stage. You're gonna be doing great. Yeah. Crushing it, I would say. Some might say.
There is a. Do you have access? I know that there's some like a image that I want to show about the Monster Hunter thing and like the actual rewards that you get. It might just be what comes through the system here. I just do want to make sure I talk a little bit more about the Monster Hunter rewards as we kind of get towards wrapping up here.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, Monster Hunter is, you know, it basically, you can see it ends on March 5th. Basically, you've already logged in. The idea is basically start playing before March is over, right? Start playing in February, and you'll be able to get this Rathalos character who, like I said, is incredibly strong. He has an ability that completely ignores defense against bosses, which is just incredibly overpowered as far as an attack skill goes. He's really, really strong. And like every 5th attack does 200% more damage. He's really good. Even for like
so kind of like for the long game, like you know, being able to kind of like work up to like a huge nuke.
Yes, exactly. Like this is one of those champions where it's like I don't care if you're just starting right now or if you've been playing for 4 years like myself. He's an incredibly strong champion worth having on account. And so that's a really good one. But there are other monster champions available as well. They're all kind of come from the game. We had a fusion earlier in January for one of them, and they're, I think, very, very strong champions. And so like, but a lot of those you have to get through pulling shards or special events that we've had so far. So it might be difficult for people to get them, but obviously, you know, this is the type of fusion, this is the type of collaboration we've had before with content creators in other genres, with games. You know, and this one's been really, really successful. I think and a lot of people have been really excited about the champions. I think they all look pretty darn amazing.
Yeah, I mean, this guy looks crazy, dude.
Dude, he looks so cool. Like, obviously, and that's the thing. Each of these champions has their own little bit of look. That's obviously the game Monster Hunter. Part of the game is you kill monsters and you use their bodies to build yourself better weapons and armor and stuff like that. And so each of them has like their own really kind of customized look, kind of incorporating that.
Yeah, very cool. Lots of Monster Hunter themed champions. You can get lots of really just awesome cool additions you can get if you just start knocking it out early and get access to a really, really high ranking champion. Super awesome. Like I said, I mean, like stuff like this being able to get you into a position to have some pretty. I mean, you just saw with you know what we were just doing in campaign that you get a pretty high ranking character and it can be pretty crazy just the amount of output that you can have super early.
Yeah.
Let's finish up. I know you mentioned talk about some of the mythic champions. You want to just show us some of what I think you think are maybe the best champions, and then what ones you think are like the coolest champions to wrap up here?
Sure, absolutely. I love doing that. Yeah. It's weird that I really like looking at the champions. They all look super cool, so it's kind of fun. If you exit out of this and go down to the index at the bottom there, you can see a list of basically all the champions in the game. They're divided by faction, right? And so if you go down to the bottom, I think the one we should start with is maybe the fusion, the one that's a permanent fusion. It's always available as a mythical champion, but under Shadowkin.
Shadowkin.
And this is kind of a demon. It's like a East Asian demon inspired, faction, right? But this is Lady Mikage, who just does a lot of buffs or debuffs. And the cool thing about mythical champions is they're basically 2 champions in one. They have 2 different forms. So you see that yin yang thing with the helmet, click the other form, and boom, they transform. And all of a sudden now she's got a new
spider
form.
queen.
Yeah.
So you have to, can they transform in the middle of battle, or you kind of just have these 2 different accesses to both of them? Oh, okay. Really interesting.
Yeah. So that 4th skill with that, basically that helmet image on it, is the skill that transforms them. So it transforms them, and then they get another turn, so they can use the skill in their alternate form. It's they're very fun. They have very strong abilities too, right? So they can be really kind of game changing for your account. What you do, I'll show you the one that I have on my account is in the Sylvan Watchers faction. And she's very cool. She kind of turns into a tree being. The Sylvan Watchers is kind of like a wood elf. If you're familiar with like D&D lore or Lord of the Rings type of thing. But it's very nature.
Almost seems like a mix of a druid and an elf in many ways.
Yeah. Yes. I think that's exactly how I would describe it. But so she's cool. She's got some
form, and then
does
a little shimmy and turn. That's so cool. So she has like an Ent mech. Like an Ent mech suit.
Yes. That's exactly what that is. So this form is more of a debuff type of form, tankier form. She puts like HP burn and leech and stuff, and then the other one is very much a support form. But yeah, she gets her mech. She grows her mech out of the ground and starts pumping on people.
Crazy looking.
Yeah, her own personal Ent. That's how she likes to roll with things. But yeah, some of them are very cool. The Lizardman one I think is really. I think some of the designs of these champions. A lot of people love like the elves and stuff, and like they're all very beautiful people and whatnot. But I really like the non-human forms of these. I think they look really amazing. They do a really great job of like transforming them into these odd kind of characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
This aphid. He's an aphid essentially, right? It's he changes shape. He turns into that beetle. Boom. Very distinctive kind of thing.
I don't know if you played Fallout, but it looks a lot like a mire lurker. Like a mire lurker from Fallout.
Actually. I hadn't made that connection before, but that's not wrong. That's a pretty accurate little description there, I would say.
I actually, I've looked through champions before. I don't know if I just didn't really care or look at the mythicals, or maybe I just didn't know that you could click this button. But the transform animation is freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah. The one thing that the game always has in spades is the look and the feel of transforming, the animations and the look and the feel of the champions. That's what I meant to say. But that has always been really top class in this game, and one of the things that separates it from most of the other games in this genre, they very rarely go this realistic, high detail, 3D quality kind of graphics. And I think it's something that, obviously, if you're into this, it becomes something you really get into. And if you're like me, you're more, you're an adult. Sometimes the cartoon stuff, sometimes the anime look isn't what you're feeling, right? Sometimes it is. And that's fine. I sometimes enjoy that too. But sometimes you're just like, I want something a little bit more realistic kind of feel. This kind of hits that, with that dark fantasy sort of vibe. I think this really hits home.
They do good with like setting each one too, because like it looks like each faction has its own like unique like kind of like background and like setting that they put it in based on like where they're from.
Yes. Well, this guy's cool.
Ah.
Oh. Yeah, ooh. They definitely do, right? You got your barbarians, which is kind of your desert nomadic folk. You got your night revenants. They're like, they're like on the borderline of dead or alive. The demon spawn have some pretty cool looks. I really like these. Skinwalker faction. I think they always look really cool. I'm not, you know, I'm not into like Animorph people or whatever, but I appreciate the design elements that go into this.
I saw you say that you were into it, and then in your mind you're like, do I want to say that out loud? You know.
Let me clarify.
I can just see like I feel the exact same thing I've went through my mind after saying something. Well, dude, this is awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on and kind of showing me the ropes more about this game. Like, I think that I've really, I feel like I really got a lot more out of this by collabing and having someone, you know, kind of show me the ropes a little bit and walk through it, and help out. So I really appreciate that. And just like me, if you're interested in trying Raid Shadow Legends, maybe you have a friend who does it, ask them about it. Maybe they can be your Deadwood Jedi and showing you a little bit more about the game and getting more of a detailed look at it. I'll post your YouTube again here in chat. So if you're interested in Raid and you want to see someone who knows a ton about it, go and check out Deadwood Jedi and his channel. He's been doing some really great things over there.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, man, any closing thoughts you want to share with the chat?
No, you know, I really appreciate you. One, it's cool talking with you. I love being able to talk to, like, you know, different creators, especially from different genres. It's amazing how we're all very different, but we all kind of similar things that we're doing to describe the game that we're playing. I really appreciate that. And I just, you know, big thanks for having me on here. You were a great host, and it's always fun to do. And your chat, while quiet, was very polite, and you know, I enjoyed having them around too. So yeah, thanks for having me on here. Yeah, it was fun. Anytime you need me back, or if you ever have any questions about the game, hit me up.
Yeah, man, we'll chat. I appreciate that, man. Well, yeah, thanks for having on. I'm gonna head out and get my stream ended. But thanks again for being here and hanging out.
So,
awesome.
Cheers.
Take care, man. Well, chat, that was a ton of fun. Deadwood Jedi is very good co-host. It was a wonderful time being here and talking to me all through this game. Exclamation point raid. I'll put it one more time in the chat here for you. Super fun. I had a lot of fun this time playing this game and just kind of like learning more about kind of like the long-term comparisons to Marvel Snap, everything like that. So if you're interested, check out Raid yourself with the link here in the description and in the chat. But with that, I think we're going to end our sponsored segment and end the stream. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all for sticking through. I'll be doing our T3, Legendary T3 stream tomorrow. And then on Saturday, I'll be doing a stream as well on Twitch and YouTube, playing some Balatro and some Marvel Snap. So stick around there. Yeah, I appreciate it. I will, Deadwood Jedi. Thank you so much, man. But with that, I'm going to end the stream. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday and enjoy your weekend.